Speaking of near hole-in-ones, a video that went live on Friday just gone, and that thankfully is doing really well on views, so thank you to everybody who's watched it and commented, etc. so far. We had your friend and mine, Richard Shiels, versus also your friend and mine, certainly my friend now, England captain, Bayern Munich striker, and even though he's not retired yet, and hopefully won't retire for a long time, he is officially an England legend, Harry Kane. Played on the channel, and he very nearly got a hole-in-one.
It did.
Very nearly got a hole-in-one. That's actually made it onto Sky Sports News and all sorts, that clip now.
Did it actually get on Sky Sports?
Yeah.
I didn't know it had actually
it's gone
been
to
on.
Sky Sports News. It's been everywhere. And it's gone down really, really well. It was a bit of a different video. So those who haven't seen it, we do encourage you to go and watch it. It's an hour long. It's you playing golf with Harry Kane in a scramble over the 9 holes, which is kind of, as you'd expect, that's a really cool format. But what's a bit different is there's so much more kind of dialogue and chit-chat about his football career, his love for golf. And it's a really, really good video.
It was 2 best mates.
Yeah, close mates.
Out on a golf course, chatting everything about, our love for football and for golf, really.
You know what, though? Go on,
minute, sorry. Don't let me forget to tell you about my new sporting addiction.
Badminton.
Shut up.
Is it?
Don't guess, no.
Oh, right, okay.
But don't guess. We're going to come on to that.
Rubik's Cube.
I have become addicted to a sport, a new sport I've never played before. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll come on to it later on. Don't guess it. Don't guess it. We'll go on to it in a bit.
But what's strange, though, and they don't like to highlight this too much, but thankfully, the massive array of comments on the video were phenomenal. Some people, I don't think they quite, maybe it's US people who didn't quite realise who Harry Kane is. Like, I just want to see you playing golf. And it's like, no, this is an amazing chance to hear more about one of the greatest sporting personalities in the country, in England, and his love for the game that we all love. And an insight he gave was how much these guys who are playing football professionally actually love golf, love YouTube golf, and I think all of them want to get better at golf.
I want to read the top comment.
Go on then.
Okay. This is from Doggo Ronnie 3387. Okay. I have to give you credit, Rick. I really think you nailed the interviewing side of this video. You did your research, made it conversational, and asked a lot of thoughtful questions. High quality content. I didn't do a single bit of research. I didn't have a clue what I was going to ask. It was, and I think that hopefully that comes, like, it's very much conversation. I'm just very interested in somebody who has reached the peak of their sporting ability, and it won't be too long until he's picking up a lot of silverware with his huge move to Bayern Munich, and hopefully picking up silverware with England at the next World Cup. But just to be able to, in that presence, talk about, one, the genuine the love of golf that we both have, but also the fact of what it's like to be at the top of his sport. And we had a great podcast episode with him. And again, we had a few questions that we wanted to ask him, but it's a very natural conversation. And I think because of that natural style of conversation, I think you get the best out of these individuals.
And that's what we've said this before about golf, and it still fascinates me that if you said to me now, there's a person outside, you've got to drive them, guy, to Edinburgh. It's going to be a 4-hour drive with a random bloke called John. I'd get in the car and think, what on earth am I going to speak to John about for 4 hours? This is I'm nervous. I don't like this. Put me on the first tee with the same guy, John, and say, go and play 18 holes together. It's easy. You're chatting about, obviously, the golf, and it's a great way to have conversations. I think that's why in that setting where you obviously are so comfortable, as is Harry Kane, you do end up, probably why he didn't need to do too much research, because the conversation just flows. He obviously felt super comfortable. I think that is why so many people, certainly being stereotypical, but blokes in particular who might not always feel comfortable talking or sharing things, you get them on the golf course for 4 hours and people just chat away, don't they?
Yeah, there's loads of amazing comments on this video. There really is. So thank you so much. Brilliant. I think just to pick up on a couple of things, people said there was maybe too much talking. That was the style of the video. Like it was meant to be a talking video. It was meant to be kind of, golf is the backbone of the video, and there's this narrative of what can we shoot as a Stableford pair, but really is a conversational piece, like I did with Tom Stoltman, the world's strongest man, like we hopefully doing with more guests moving forward. So yeah, really good work on the video. Harry and his team were fantastic to work with. There was an awful lot of questions about the venue.
Yes, we couldn't say.
An awful lot of questions about the venue. A lot of people have guessed where the venue was. And just to clear things up, we had been given and granted permission to film at a very private golf course. And with that permission, they wanted to stay unnamed. We totally respected that request. So there was a reason why we didn't name the golf course. It's spectacular, and I would definitely love to play there again and film there again. And it's probably a golf course that most people had never even heard of it, if I'm dead honest with you. So we didn't mention it in the video. It's a phenomenal place. I would love to play there more often. I would love to be a member there. It's the type of place I would love to be a member. But it's super, super duper exclusive and private.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
So far in this kind of series, quote unquote, we've had two guests. I've said Harry Kane, who's one of the best footballers on the planet right now. I think that certainly strikers has to be, top 3 or whatever. You've also filmed this concept with the world's strongest man, Tom Stoltman. I think currently 3 times world's strongest man. Out of those 2 people, who are you, Rick Shiels, closest to in the chosen category? So, for example, are you close to Harry Kane in terms of football ability or the world's strongest man?
I would... Wow. Jesus. The one thing that I don't think we ever showed on video, do you remember? I actually could pick up the golf buggy.
You did? Yeah. You've also got a decent left foot.
And I can also score a penalty.
I would have to say...
I'm going to let you decide.
I'd say football.
Thanks.
I think you're close to Harry Kane. What do you think, Matt and Ed?
Definitely.
I don't know. I actually think he has the chance of being super strong.
I could do. I like eating.
Right, let's just...
I like eating a lot.
Let's just picture the scene though, right? It gets to England. We managed to get to the World Cup final, okay, in America. Harry Kane's injured. Rick's in the crowd. It's like, right, we need to get somebody on. You have to go on for the last 5 minutes.
Harry Kane said to the manager, I actually heard Rick Shiels is pretty good.
That's your man. Comes to the end of the game and Phil Foden gets tackled, actually fouled in the box and used to take a penalty. You could score that penalty. Now, you might miss it, obviously, but you've got the ability to kick that ball in the net, beat the keeper in front of 70,000 people, over 100,000 people. If Tom Stoltman was in the World's Strongest Man final and he got injured on the Atlas Stones, says, sorry, I can't carry on. My mate Rick will do them for me. You're not picking it up. So by that logic, you're better at football.
I'd be more surprised to see Rick in the World Cup final than at a strongman concert.
Would you?
Yeah.
The other thing is,
on TV,
I'd feel in myself walking onto a football pitch with all of these professional footballers. I'd feel like the Michelin Man.
Right, okay.
I feel like Mr. Blobby.
Yeah, okay.
Running onto the pitch. Probably don't have a football shirt in my size available in the locker room. And I'd stand there and go, oh my God. I do agree though. I've got as good a chance as most to score a penalty. Mm-hmm. Can't be that hard, can it?
Well, no, it's easy.
If I was walking onto the world's strong man...
Well, then you're a dweeb.
I mean, I'd feel... I don't know though. I'd feel pretty good about myself.
Would you?
Yeah.
6'5", 25 stone giants.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, like physically, I'd feel like, yeah, I'm feeling pretty fresh.
Okay.
Like,
what about you, Guy?
I think you'd have to go strong, man.
Your football is a little bit different.
And that's not because I'm strong.
I think you've only got one option.
My football is horrendous.